Hey, section members, welcome back to episode 4 of the Greatway. We're in day 4, maybe 5 of our frozen tundra situation here in the Gateway section. Looks like we're going to endure it for probably another week. So hopefully everyone's staying safe, staying warm, and kids have been out of school for a few days, so hopefully everyone's keeping their sanity. We're going to come at you this week with a few announcements that we've got recently from the PGA of America, a couple things from the Gateway section, and then my main topic is going to be focusing on our board of directors that we have in place for the next 2 years and kind of highlighting those individuals in case you have anything that comes up as the season gets rolling here and you need to get in touch with somebody. First and foremost, a couple things section related. The Walters family recently announced that March 4th, that's a Thursday, starting at 4 o'clock, they're going to have a celebration of life for Denny Walters over at Bogey Hills Country Club. So if your schedule allows and you had a connection with Mr. Walters, feel free to stop by, pay your respects, and catch up with some people. So hopefully we'll see a lot of you there. And we appreciate the Walters family for letting us know that information. Facebook memory today was one of those a year ago teaching and coaching summit with James Siekman, which was a great couple days. And honestly, it was the last time we all got together in a big group setting. So hard to believe it's been a full year of this. And I know our plan as a board is to kind of get the second half of the season rolling in a typical fashion with some education events, summits, all that type of stuff. So be patient with us, stay tuned, and we'll hopefully get back in the swing of things here. But yeah, that kind of was a wake-up call this morning, seeing that Facebook memory of 1 year ago with Mr. Siekman here talking to us, so and educating us on his methods. So a couple things from the headquarters that came through this week that I'm sure all of you heard about, but Rolex is replacing Omega as our official partner with the PGA of America. So you'll be seeing a lot more Rolex branding, promotion. I'm sure we'll have some affiliation with our section Player of the Years, which Omega typically did. So just a quick announcement on that. And then kind of the big news that came out this week involving the PGA of America was the use of rangefinders at PGA of America Major Championships in 2021. So you'll see that at the PGA Championship in Kiowa, the KPMG Women's Championship, and the KitchenAid Senior Championship. All the players will be permitted to use rangefinders during tournament rounds for the first time ever. So we'll see how that affects the rest of the golf industry, if that expedites it on the PGA Tour. And other championships and tournaments that they host throughout the year. So stay tuned on that. It should be an interesting experiment to see kind of how that goes. Main topic this week is to talk about our strong directors that are going to serve our section for the next 2 years. Going to start with our executive committee. We're getting together here at 9 o'clock this morning, and we have a board meeting next Thursday. But Gideon Smith's our new secretary on the Gateway section. So Gideon's been our longest tenured board member, previously serving the Northern Illinois area, and ran for secretary this year and won a very close election. So we're looking forward to having Gideon from Quincy Country Club represent us on the executive board this year, and serve his 6 years on the executive board. Appreciate his commitment. Currently, our vice president, Mr. Grant Masson, out of St. Louis Country Club, starting his 2 years as vice president. Grant brings a lot of expertise, a lot of calmness, a lot of wisdom to our boardroom, so it's great to obviously get his insight and have him as my right-hand man for the next 2 years. A couple new members to our board of directors. We're pretty in line with what we had the last 2 years, but a couple new members. George Schrag is our new Northern Illinois director. George is the director of golf at Quincy University, overseeing the men's and women's golf programs there. George and I go way back, serving on the assistance committee back in the day, as well as annually partnering up in our miniature golf championship down at the Orlando PGA show every single year. So looking forward to having George join the board and get a little bit more involved with the Gateway PGA. Other new director, Marvin Harrod, is my presidential appointment out of Bogey Hills Country Club. Marvin and I go way back to the junior golf program at Midverse Golf Links, and played a little high school golf together, even though I'm much older than he is. And now that he's back in our section after moving back here from the Midwest section quite a while ago, but he is the perfect fit for us, brings a fresh perspective, helps us represent our assistant professionals, and just has a passion for everything that the PGA brings. So looking forward to having him involved for the next 2 years. Our regional directors, we're going to start down in Southern Illinois, Southern Missouri. Mr. Jack Connell from Dalhousie Golf Club, starting his third term. He was elected the same time I was. So Jack Connell will be servicing our Southern Illinois, Southern Missouri members. And look forward to seeing Jack at some future meetings and obviously attending the Pro-Am once again down at Dalhousie. Always a gracious host. Jeff Whitfield, Metro's St. Louis director, beginning his second term. Jeff brings a totally different perspective in his business acumen and all the dealings he has with his properties that he's invested in and helped develop. So kind of a different perspective to the board, and great to always get his insight. So we're looking forward to see Jeff next week and catch up on all of his great winter play that he had down in Florida. Kevin Dunn out of Mid-Missouri, second term for Kevin out of Jefferson City Country Club. He took over for Paul Leahy, who served for several terms just a couple years ago. So always look forward to having Kevin in the boardroom with us, and he does a great job with our Mid-Missouri, Jeff City, Lake of the Ozarks, Columbia area. So those are your regional directors. So if you have anything that comes up, feel free to reach out to them. Mr. Mike Surrey is our honorary past president. So great to keep Mike around for another couple of years, and that role kind of serves as our board historian. So always look forward to Mike's insight and his levity and passion for what the PGA brings. So, and Mike's also going to continue to serve on our Reach board. So that was a nice invitation that keep him involved in that with his junior golf passion. A couple other directors that we have that basically started a few years ago. Sue Rector is our chair of PGA Reach Gateway, and she sits on our board as I sit on the Reach board. So great to kind of work together in alignment with them and share what's going on with both entities. And she gives us great updates and kind of keeps us on the up and up and what's going on their end, and obviously gets PGA member involvement as much as possible on the Reach board as well. And then in line with what PGA HQ does, we basically appointed an independent director a couple of years ago, and Dr. Ed Hightower has basically decided to stay on board as our independent director. Ed is a member at Sunset Hills Country Club. He's a retired NCAA basketball official. You may have heard his name from the tuning into some NCAA basketball throughout the years. And he also served the Edwardsville School District as superintendent. So Ed brings a lot of great insight. He loves the game of golf. He brings a fresh perspective and gives us, quite a bit of diversity onto our board of directors. So, which is great, and we need to do more in our industry. So, it's great to have him involved, and look forward to his insight for another couple of years. So, again, if anybody has anything that comes up as the year rolls on, all of their contact info can be found on gatewaypga.org. So, check that out. Reach out to them if you have anything that comes up in your area. And again, you can always reach out to me here at Old Hickory. So thanks for tuning in. We'll come at you next week. We're going to discuss some of our committee chairs and their structure for the year. So stay safe, stay warm. We'll talk to you next week.